practicing is intense. 10, 15 minutes of it is all you can take, for me anyway. You know, when I play for fun, my back doesn't hurt. No. I could sit for hours. But when I practice and I'm really working hard, oh gosh, 15 minutes I'm going, ew. You know, I need a back support. It's because you're just in that mode. You know, you're tense. All right. So now I'm going to give you Spanish Flea, and I'm going to say, all right, now I want you to learn this song. So I think today we're going to talk about how you learn this song and what you're going to do to play it. All right? I got this brand new song, and first off, I'm going to practice it away from the organ. All right? I'm going to be, when you practice, you always have to practice, at least I do, and I learned this a long, long time ago from Seth Rye. He says he can practice on an airplane. You can. You can. Yes, you can. You don't need the keyboard in front of you. You can study music without being at the keyboard. All right. So, first thing you do when you look to practice a song away from the keyboard, and if you really want to tackle this song and you really want to learn it, you really have to do this. You can't just sit down and start plunking away. You know what happens when you do that? No, you get depressed really fast. Yeah. You start beating yourself up because you didn't get the notes, the chords were late or early or not at all. You missed the key signature and you didn't flat all the B's, and you don't know where to go because the repeats are in there, and you end up having to stop. So what happens is all this angst happens while you're playing. Okay, so you can eliminate a lot of it before you even start if you do what we're going to do now. All right? Look at the beginning. What key is it in? Well, if you don't know what key it's in, how many flats are in the song? One. The name of the flat is? B flat. So that tells me two things, right? The composer used the F scale to write the song, and I have to flat all the B's. Now, if you wanted a cheaty way to know what the key signature is, it's the first and the last chord of the song. Almost always. Isn't that cool? So if someone tries to trick you and go, okay, smarty, what key are you in? Just take a glance at the first chord. And it's almost always. If the first and the last chord are the same, it's generally that key. Pretty cool to know, huh? So, this is the key of F. One flat. I have to remember to flat all the B's. Now, I did it for you. I think I hit them all. I put a B flat everywhere I can find a B flat, just to help you out. All right. Now we're going to do a little stroll through the first page. All right? So just take your finger and follow me. After the pickup measure, there is a double bar with two dots. What is that? It's a repeat sign. It means you're going to come back there. So you just got to make a little mental note that sometime in that song you're going to go back to the beginning. Play through the first line, play through the second line, third line. See the first ending? There's a little bracket. First time through, you're going to play through the first ending to the repeat sign with the spots facing the opposite direction. Now where do you go? Back to the beginning. All right, now remember we talked about the style of songs. You have 8 bars of a theme, 8 bars of a theme repeated, 8 bars of a bridge, and 8 bars of the theme repeated. This song follows it exactly. Okay, so that repeat, you're going to play through the first line, the second line. The third line, you get to the first ending and you skip it. And you go to the second ending. You skip the first, those 2 measures, go over to the second ending. And see the little star, it says bridge.
What is bridge?
Bridge means the part of the song that's different. Okay? It's the A-A-B-A. A is the theme repeated, B is the bridge, okay, and then you have the A theme repeated. All right, so now we have the bridge, so let's look. It says, play that part on the upper, and see the little notes? On the lower. Upper, lower. So the teeny little notes with the stems going down, you're going to come down and play on the lower manual. If you're playing on a keyboard, you're going to play those little notes an octave higher. Okay, just move your hand up an octave. Okay, we'll talk about that. Keep going, keep going. So far, so good. Next page. Yes, it says ABA. I missed that. Thank you. Octave higher.
That's us too.
That's you too. Yeah. All right. Then on the second page, nothing exciting going on there, right? Just straight through to the end. If you look, the first measure of the second line is where the A section starts over. So it's exactly like the first section in the song, chords and all. All right, now let's look at the chords. Back to the beginning. Now, let's look at the chords and see if there's anything that's outstanding there that you're just not going to get. F, C, F, D, G minor, C. Pretty easy, huh? Mm-hmm. There's a B flat minor down at the bottom. That's it. Now, at this point, if you don't know those chords, you may want to chart them. Remember charting? Where you write down the columns, you write down the chords, and you figure out the easiest way to play them. So you're not jumping all over the keyboard. All right? So, and I'm still not at the organ. All right, so we should probably talk about charting for a minute. You make a chart like this, and you put, well, I didn't put any sevens, so we'll just do 3 columns. And then you might want to make one of these up on the computer. Yeah, if anybody wants to make a nice one, I'll take it and I'll copy it, because I'm not good at this. Okay, so what you do is you just take the A section and you write the names of the chords down. F, C, F, D, G minor, C, and F. That's the theme, that's the chords in the A part of the song. Okay? If I learn those chords in that progression, I literally will have 8 times 3, 24 measures learned out of 32. Right? Okay. So, what's the most common chord in here that I know? I know C the best. Right? I always fill in C first. Okay? All right. So from that, I want to keep my notes very much like category, in a nice, neat little area. So here I'm going to put A, C, F. A, C, F. And here, G minor, and see how I'm leaving D out because I don't quite know where I want to put it yet? But G minor is G, B flat, and D, and A, C, and F. Now I have a little predicament here. I have 2 choices, right? How do you spell a D chord? D, F sharp, A. I could put A, D, F sharp, right? But I'm not going to. Because I don't like playing it like that. It doesn't feel good. I'm used to playing F sharp, A, and D. So this chord right here is going to be kind of weird. But I'm going to play it because I can get to it fast and I just want to. Normally, this should be an A, a D, and an F sharp. Okay? But if you look, that D stays consistent with what else is going on here, so we'll just leave it alone. All right. Now, I can do the bridge also. So we'll go down here and we'll do I'm not going to put that C there. We'll just leave the F there. D, G minor, B flat minor, F, D, G minor, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So here again, I'm going to go G, B flat, D, F, B flat, D, F, B flat, D flat, now I might change this when I get to the organ. And in fact, I probably will. But while I'm planning, this is working for me. What are the benefits of doing the chart?
Thought it all out.
Thought it out before I started. I now know kind of the progression of how the chords go. And I have something to practice before I even start my song. Okay? All right.